So now making your content on KDP before you publish them is what we want to talk about. In the last video, I've talked about a lot of things. We started all from the part one talking about the first thing you do on KDP is finding a niche. Then after you got in a niche, then you go inside and go for a sub niche. I've talked about this in the part two. You can check the description of this video, the part one, the part two. Please watch them so that you can have a clearer understanding about this part three. Then I talked about short tail and long tail. I talked about the extensions needed to survive or succeed in KDP. Then I moved on to the next one called Before You Start Writing, Search on Amazon if the book title you're planning to use have been used already to avoid Amazon termination. I explained this practical because everything I'm doing is all practical. When I talk, I show you what I'm talking about. So in today's video on my YouTube channel, Learn Digital, we'll be talking about making your content. How do you make your content? The first question. Is it trend you want to make? Is it evergreen? Is it coloring book? Is it journal? Is it notebook? Is it summary? A lot of people make summary because you can get a book and summarize it into the like 5 page and people start buying it. Yes, that is one beautiful thing, but I don't do summary because it's kind of risky, except you know how to do it very well so that you don't face termination. But termination is not the end of life anyway. If you get terminated, check my YouTube channel. I talked about how you can get back your terminated account. So a quick recap here. I said what makes a keyword profitable is two things. Number one, this niche score. Ensure it's more than 50. Yes, I've talked about these extensions. Ensure it's more than 50. Then at this place, your total result, ensure it's not more than 1,000 search. Then at this place, the rank, it should be at less than or equal 100,000. So you can jot that down and put that in mind. The reason I'm saying this, someone might say, what if it's more than 100 and I like the keyword? I like the keyword. Here is 80 and here is total result is 1,005 and here is lesser than 100,000. The truth there is what we're talking about here is a lesser competitive niche is what we are talking about, so that your book can rank very fast and get let me call traction, so that your book can be seen by buyers, the customers on Amazon. That is why I'm trying to give you all the simple tips that are key. But above all, keyword is very, very important. Keyword is life of Amazon. That's one thing. It's life of Amazon. If you really know what you're doing, and if you have a good mentor like me, do. All right, now we've talked about that. Now I want to go to the trend. What is a trend? Trend is what? Just like, hey, someone died today. Hey, someone has done this today. Hey, this has happened today. Trend doesn't last long. Yes, so you can make a trend today and tomorrow the trend is gone. So trend doesn't stay more than 7 days and it's out. You know, when a music is trending, even on TikTok if you're a TikToker, or even on YouTube if you watch YouTube, even on Instagram and other related social media platforms, what that means is it doesn't really take time. Trend is gone. So you must be smart enough if you want to do trend. Me, I don't do trend. What I make is evergreen. Evergreen means you keep on selling today, tomorrow, next tomorrow, and that's cool. So me, I'm not going to talk about trendy. I'm not going to talk about evergreen, but I'm just trying to tell you the kind of model you can make. Then under this place, coloring books, you already know what coloring books is. We know what journal is, you know what notebook is. Then summary. In case you don't know, you can go to Google and search for this one and you go to go. You can come here and say, let me write coloring. It doesn't take time. Let's just make that coloring books. All right, now hit on enter. Then we have something like this. So this is what it looks like on Canva. Yes, if you're a Canva type, let's say let's just come here. Okay, let's come here. Let me just type canva.com instead, and let me search for coloring book and see if I can get one sample, because everything we talk about on Amazon, there's almost a solution. Let me just write coloring. Let me write coloring here. So I'm going to hit on enter, then we good to go. Now it's going to come up and we're good to go. So coloring books, you can see we have this. You see, we can just bring this and bring this and bring this and make them into different stuff. Halloween coloring book, you can see from here, when I click on it, it's going to load. The reason why I can click on all samples or project that was given is because I'm using the pro version. So if you want to get the pro version of Canva, chat me up so that I can add you to my team. You can enjoy the benefit. It's crazy, it's beautiful, and it's advisable you have all this to yourself. So now I've talked about that. Now I want to move on to this place. I've talked about journals. You can search this place and see what a journal look like. If you don't know what journal, Journal is just like an handbook you use to keep some information. Though you can search for Google for a better definition. Let's just search for journal and let's see what we have. You see, these are all journals. They have gratitude journals. They have how my day went journal. They have appreciation day journals and all this. Let me just give you an hint of how the interior is. You can see from here we have this very beautiful design. The beautiful thing about all this is you can decide to make journals if you know how to do good research, because this is what all majority of people do. Yes, majority of people do this, but let's not talk about that. Let's move on. So now we've talked about making your content. I would advise you do trend if you think you're strong. Go to Twitter or watch your course if you have a course on how to do trend. Watch it if you think. But trend doesn't last long. Yes, and the sales is not forever. Know that. Then for evergreen, evergreen is a very good one. You can make a book today and keep on selling tomorrow, next year, 2 years from now, you keep on selling. Because from here, the Amazon search, you can see not just there are a lot of books here. You can see books that was made 2023. Then if you move down, you see another 2022. Then as you go down, you can see another book 2018, still doing fine and still ranking 408. And you see that is one benefit of choosing the kind of content you want to make. Now we've talked about all this. What is the next thing? What do you think will be the next thing? The next thing now is the type of content you want to make. Yes, you want to make low content book, medium content, or you want to make high content. Which one is best to create? What is a low content book? What is a medium content? And what is a high content? I'm going to explain this to you with practical aspect. From here now you can see what we call low content books are books that don't have much writing inside. They are almost like one interior. So for example, I can come here and say weekly check-in. Then I will just make this. You see, weekly check-in, it means at every week the person is going to say, feel here, top 3 things I did this week. It's going to put a date. So how many weeks are in a year? We have in 52 weeks in a year or 54. 54 weeks or 52, though any of these. So I can decide to make a copy of this into 52 pages. Then I upload them to Amazon after I make my cover. Then I have a book on Amazon. It's called low content because it have nothing. One interior. This is called an interior inside book. Then you can just duplicate them and you are good to go. That is what they call low content. Low, very, very low content. Then when it comes to media content are books that have, let me come here and like this. A media content is a book whose page is at least 40, 50, 60. That's a medium content. You can see this one. This is just 33. This is almost a low content. Though it's a medium content. Let's use that because it has a lot of content in it. But not this kind of content though. Like content that are beautiful. Okay, let me just show you something and see. Let me open this place so that you can see when we talk about medium content. If I have one, let me search in here and write 30. Let me do 30. Then 30. Let me search for 30 and see what comes up. 30 days devotion. Yes. Because I've talked about this alone gave me almost $100. When I make $100, I'm talking of $100 this devotion. So I did it on A5. Then I have all this all written. I'm trying to show you how many. Wait, let me see how many page this is. Let me see how many page this is. All right, I'm not getting the page. Okay. All right, let me just move that. Okay, you can see from here the page is still counting 50, 52. This is a very high content book. It's not just a medium content, but content that are not much. I've made a book that is 700 pages though. Yes. So that is what they call the high content, low content, and all this. So high content books are books that are up to 100 pages above. They are high content because you wrote a lot of things. And note this: the more your content, the more you put your price. But you can decide to do many low content books in 1 week. Then next week you talk about medium content. Then the third week you do one high content book. And you're good to go. So that is the type of content. 3 types of content. Low content, you can decide to do a low content book like journal, notebook with one interior, or the second one you want to do is the medium content. Then the third one is the high content. Now know this. Now let's move on to all right, now we have that. Let's go to the other tools for creating content. The first one is called Notepad or WordPad. I've seen a lot of people use Microsoft Word. If you want to use Microsoft Word, some people use WPS. Why others use Google Doc? Like me, I use Google Doc because I can do my stuff online. Anytime my system or my phone goes off, I know it's safe. That is one thing about storing your stuff in your drive. You can see all these are all saved in my drive. That is it. all chains saved to drive. That is one beautiful thing. So I use Google Doc. You can search that on your Play Store, you're on Apple Store, install the app and start using it. But if you are good with your Microsoft Word and it has not been giving you issue, you can continue. Yes, you can continue. So you are not limited to any of this, but I just give you a sample of which I think is good. So we have the Notepad and WordPad. Then for images, you can search for free images website. Yes, free image website. You can come here and click on, always use Google for your own good and just say free image website list. Then they're going to give you a lot of lists. We have Pixabay, we have Puzzles, we have Gratisography, we have Flickrs, we have Unsplash, iStock, we have all this Getty image. You can use them. The one I'll be using is this and this. You can use this to an Unsplash. These three. You have free images. But check the T&C, the copyright law behind the book, so that you don't get a warning from Amazon or termination, because Amazon is very strict when it comes to copyright. Then book cover, these are stuff you want to make your book cover. You can use Canva. Canva is what I use, but you're not limited to just Canva. If you know how to use Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, you can use CorelDRAW. If you know you can use them well. But what I use here is the sizes, anything you want, like this. This is an A4 size. You can see from here 8.5 times 11, which is the size of a letter. It means it's all measured. I don't have to do any mathematics. All I have to do is to do plug and play. Yes, plug and play is very nice. So now I've talked about that. Next thing I want to see now is, I've talked about, but I advise you use Canva. Use Canva and use Canva Pro. So chat me up and be part of my team so that you can enjoy the benefit of Canva. That is it. So now talking about that, now we want to move on to the next one. How to get your content. Yes, to get your content, you want to make content. What I advise is use AI, but please paraphrase with Quillbot if possible. If you don't want to use Quillbot, you can use any AI tool. If you want me to give you 1,000 AI tool, access to them, chat me up as well. But ensure you subscribe to this channel. Yes, ensure drop a comment, and I'm going to give you access to 1,000 AI tools. That's my WhatsApp number there. Chat me up, but remember, subscribe, turn the notification bell, because I'm going to ask you. All right, now how do you get your content? A lot of people know what we call ChatGPT. Like, if in case you don't know, chat.openai.com. Right now, if I want to make a book, I want to talk about books for vegans, like the search we did here. Let's see here. Love and sex. Let's go one step backward and see if we are good to go. Okay, this search did not come. Let's hit on search. Okay, we have this one, vegan Insta. I'm going to click on it and see. Okay, so I'm going to copy this. Then I'm going to come to ChatGPT. Maybe I want to start making content regards this. What I would do now is, all right, now I'm trying to make sure this comes up. This comes up. All right, okay. While we talk about this, let me take you to the next video. Let me talk about the next video on how to make your content. How to make your content when it comes to this. Making your content, high content, low content. So that's what I'll be talking on the next video. All right.